So we're talking radical expressions and functions. When I was young like you, something radical meant really cool. Does it still mean that? Yeah. When you say radical, dude, that meant cool, man, which meant good, and cool meant good, right? So radical expressions are really cool expressions? No? Probably not. Probably means something else, right? Okay. So the goal in this section is to simplify these radical expressions. We're also going to talk about a little bit about radical functions. It does turn out if you set y equal to a radical expression, you do get something that if you graph it, it passes the vertical line test so that it is a function. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. First of all, let's take it from the top. You probably know what a square root is, but this definition might look a little funny at first. So the first definition, the number c, okay, that's always a little weird when you call a letter a number. So c stands for a number, right? The number c is a square root of a number a. A stands for a number. IFF means if and only if. If and only if, okay, you can take the number c, square it, and get a. The number c is a square root of a number a if and only if c squared equals a. So let's see if that meshes with your intuition with an example. Find the square roots. Notice it's pluralized. Find the square roots of 16. Yeah, so if, look, 4, you guys know, is a square root of 16. Why? Because you can, just based on that definition above, you can take 4, square it, get 16, right? So 4 is one of your roots, but what's another one? So I heard it, negative 4. Negative 4 is also a root since if you square negative 4, by the way, when you square negative 4, you have to put it in parentheses. Since when you square negative 4, you also get 16. So the square roots of 16 are both 4 and negative 4. What about 144? So 12 and negative 12 are the square roots of 144. So how come in the calculator, when you plug in the square root of 144, you just get 12? Well, computer programs in general don't like ambiguity. They don't like it when you can mean two different things. So one reason is when you program a computer, you don't want two different outputs for a single input, right? In other words, you want the definition of function to hold. That's exactly what the definition of function does for us. You're not going to get two different outputs for a single input. And so we have a special definition. We say that this radical symbol that you're familiar with, the square root symbol, also called the radical symbol, refers to the principal or the positive square root of a number. So if you take and symbolize the square root of 16 using the radical symbol, we're talking about just the positive root. Square root of 144, symbolically, radical 144 means the positive square root of 144, which is, of course, 12. Okay, so you see that symbolism, and you're only taking the positive square roots.